Dear friends, good day. Today is Monday, number 120 in our inspiration series. And I want to share something which I think is very fascinating. In this week's Torah portion, it tells us, Shoftim v'shotrim titen lecha b'chol sharecha, that we should be careful to ensure that we place judges and enforcers of the law in all of our gates. That meaning wherever there is a settlement of Jews, there should be a proper courthouse that can deal with issues between people. There should be a place that enforces and meets out the law, especially when people are not sure what the law is, and looks after that the community is following the law. And we all understand that in our society we need to have courthouses and judges and the consequences of punishment for people breaking the law. But I want to share something else which is explained in the Hasidic teaching that is much more personal to us. And that is based on a teaching of the Baal Shem Tov, where in the Ethics of Our Fathers it says that we have to remember before who we will be giving a judgment and an accounting after 120 years. A person passes on from this world and their soul stands before our Creator, and it gets judged on their life in this earth to see how quick they will end up in paradise, as every Jew ends up in paradise. But the question is how quick it will happen. And this is a way that we can help ensure that we do what's right here on earth. When we remember we have to give an accounting for everything that we do. But the Baal Shem Tov questions, the wording is wrong. It should first say you give an accounting, and then there's a judgment. Obviously, when you go to a court, you first give an accounting of the events, and then there's a judgment given based on the accounting. But here we say there's a judgment and then an accounting. And the Baal Shem Tov teaches us something very fascinating, that when we come to heaven after 120 years, God doesn't just sit down and say, okay, this is what you did and this is what I judge you. God tells us, I want to paint some scenarios. I'd love to hear your opinion. And he starts telling us incidents that happened in our life. But we, as a soul who had finished our journey, may not remember it was a part of our life. You know, when you're sitting in heaven, you see everything clearly, what's right, what's wrong. There's actually an embarrassment for things that we have done that were wrong, that were foolish, mistakes, wrong judgments, etc. So we're sitting in heaven and we're shown our life. And God says, what do you think? Is the person right or wrong? And there we see things clearly. We'll say if it's wrong, we'll say it's wrong. And if it's right, we'll say it's right. And then after we pass many judgments, God then says, now let's take a look at your life and let's take an accounting. And all of a sudden you start seeing that all these judgments you passed were actually for things, the events that happened in your life that you chose. And you did the wrong things that you were saying that you should be punished. And this is the true way we look at how we lead our lives. It's not a question if God's going to catch us. In a moment of truth, we catch ourselves. We realize what we're doing is right, and we encourage ourselves and are encouraged by that to do more. And when we're doing what's wrong, and we should really have not gone down that path. And that is what the Torah is telling us today as well. Don't worry just about external judges who will catch you and you'll be brought to court and they'll have to mete out a judgment. You should place judges and enforcers on your gates. No one will do anything wrong unless we allow negative things to come into us. Like they say in the computer world, you take garbage, goes in the computer, garbage goes out. When quality programming goes in the computer, quality comes out. And we have several gates. We have ears. We hear what people talk about, what's being said. That's the gateway that we allow negativity to come into our lives and sinful ideas. We have eyes that see, hands that feel, a tongue that is able to taste, a mouth that's able to eat. Watch your gates. Be careful that your gates are safe, that your gates have doors on them. Only allow what you want to come inside. Never say, I have no choice. It's being talked around me. I have to listen. I have to see. I have to taste. That was the mistake of Eve. She thought that she would be compelled to touch, to taste, because the Nachash, the snake, was so charismatic and so convincing. Remember, you are the true judge. And if you judge in every situation what will go into me, you will make sure that what goes out of you will obviously be good. But if you're not judging, you're just allowing everything to go into you, then you'll have a very hard time being control what goes out of you. And this is something that's very important wherever we are, to remember. We are in full control every moment. It's not easy. You have to be on guard all the time. Imagine you're a soldier in the army. You can't rest for a moment when the enemy is facing you. Got to be on guard all the time. It's no one else's responsibility. It's our own. If you put in the effort, you can control all of your gates and enforce it as well. So God bless you, and we love you all. Have a great day.